Evil Dead Rise is the new movie
Ooh.
by.
Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with you? WatchMojo.com.
No. Oh fuck!
This
I'm
is the
so. I said I wasn't gonna do this.
do what?
Nothing. All right, Sal. So
No, wait a minute. What?
nothing. You'll know soon enough.
I probably won't, but okay.
Um. How are you doing this week?
I'm all right, bro. I'm a broke ass bitch. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah.
I am working a lot to try to pay rent. I just got a third job. Huh? Come on.
Ah.
There it is. I've been losing some weight, which is good.
Now that's good.
Um, yeah, that is good. Uh, the cinema gods did not want me to see this movie.
Oh,
They
I guess
they all
not.
got together and they were like, "Sal, you know who's not gonna see this movie? You."
Yeah.
Um,
So what happened?
so I go on Sunday night to see this movie because I was like, because you told me to see it with people.
Yeah.
Because I usually like see movies like Monday or Tuesday morning, where it's only like
Hmm.
me and some other loser in the fucking movie theater, and
Yeah.
we're just enjoying the movie. But you were like, you should see this movie with actual people to hear their reactions and everything. So I
Hmm.
was like, all right. So I go to this movie theater at this AMC. Shout out to AMC again.
Shout out to AMC
Stubs,
whenever you sponsor us, you
stub
can.
members. Come on. And I go, and it's definitely a Sunday night showing. Just the rats come out and play. Like
Yeah.
90% of the people in this movie theater were in their fucking pajamas. Like
Oh
it's
wow.
just yeah. So I'm like, okay. I guess I'm the only dressed person here. But it's fine. It's whatever. Uh it's like it was very similar to the Halloween Horror Night Rats.
I just
Uh
like people have gotten far too comfortable, and I think we need to elevate the movie theater experience again. Because like when movies came out, if you will, and for the longest time, going to the movies was like going to the theater. Like you would
yeah.
dress up, like it was a thing, and they had like a showtime and intermission, like it was a thing. Now
And here's
it's
here's sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's so casual. People are literally showing up in their pajamas. They're talking. They're on their phone, and that they're like, "You're not at home. This isn't Netflix. You can't pause it." You
That's
know?
so a lot of people are like, well, what's wrong with people going to the pajamas? It's whatever. It's like the problem
Uh-huh.
is the people that usually go on their pajamas to the movies, like you said, think they're at home.
Yeah,
So they act like they're at home a lot of the time. I go to
yeah,
movies a lot. And a lot of the times that somebody comes dressed in their pajamas, they're fucking being obnoxious or talking or on their phone or doing something fucking annoying.
yeah.
Like, it's not just your style. It's just like, it's just 99 times, like out of 10. Wow, 99 times out of 10.
99
Here we go,
times.
baby. Like 9
But
times out of 10,
pajamas ain't one.
it's just like, bro. Like, they come in there, they're just fucking loud as shit or whatever. They bring their own snacks, and you're a lot of the time, and
They
you know they bring.
beatbox behind your head.
Yeah, it's just the fucking worst, but it's fine. So I
They're
go,
crazy ladies who laugh at shit.
yeah. That's yeah on 4D.
Yeah.
No, but I was like, all right, whatever. So I go to this fucking I go to the showing. I get to my seat, and the trailers begin, right? And like, it's here's the thing about doing a podcast like this. You go to the movies a lot, once a week. So
Hmm.
you begin to see the same fucking trailers every single week,
Yeah.
right? Which can get annoying. But you're just like, all right, just kind of go through this, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we're almost done. Like we're like a little over halfway done through the trailer. Trailers usually take about 20 minutes. We're like at 15 minutes. And this fucking rats. If you're watching this, you're a fucking rat.
You don't
This
belong in the
rat
theater.
family. This rat family just come in. and sit next to me with their 6-year-old daughter, bro. So we're just raking a weed, right?
Yeah.
Now, the dad sit next to me, the daughter sit next to him, and then next to her is the mom. And the rat just wretched ass motherfucker. The dad goes, no, switch with me. So they switch. So now I'm sitting next to a 6-year-old about to watch Evil Dead Rising. About to watch fucking demons murder and fucking throw up and fucking just demonically murder little kids and things. And now I have to watch this next to a 6-year-old, right?
Yeah.
In the fucking speaking of 6-year-olds, fucking Alex is playing with silly putty, fucking monster.
It helps me focus.
So, oh
it looks like
this
is
so
Thanos' thumb.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, you got the Thanos thumb. It looks like you got infected.
Sound. Yeah.
So, anyways, and so here on the rare occasion that this girl doesn't freak out in the middle of the movie, I know that I'm not gonna have a good time because every single time something crazy gory happens, I know that a 6-year-old is sitting right fucking next to me. So I walked out of the theater. I didn't see the movie.
Yeah.
I walked out. I was like, I'm not gonna enjoy this. I'm just gonna be mad the entire movie. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with a parent curating like a movie, right? Like, hey, you should experience this cultural thing. I think there's some parents who do, like my parents would show
also,
like Pulp Fiction, things like that. But this isn't the kind of thing that you, especially like on a Sunday night at like what 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but also
you don't need to bring a child into that.
Like
world.
You might be a horror fan or whatever, but no 6-year-old should be watching this movie. Like, I'm not a parent, dude, but like, what could a 6-year-old possibly benefit from watching this movie? Just demons, just fucking killing.
Well, I'll say this: I would watch Tales from the Crypt. I watched
No,
The
that's
Thing.
different, dude.
Is it? I watched the original
Tales from
Evil
the Crypt?
Dead. Yeah.
Well, how old are you?
Man, pretty young. I would say around 5 or 6. However, I'm not doing it at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, on a school night, you know?
I still don't think. I mean, and look, I'm not a parent, so I didn't say shit. But I'm like, okay, you want to do this to your kid, whatever, dude. But don't involve me in this.
Yeah.
Like, don't make me watch this movie next to your fucking kid. I don't want to do that, dude.
Yeah.
Because the whole time I'm just gonna be like, "Fuck, is she okay?" Like the whole time I'm gonna be looking at this kid, being like, "Fuck, is she crying? Like she gonna cry?" Like, you know?
Yeah.
So I walked out. I was like, I'm not gonna enjoy this movie. I'm not gonna have a good time watching this movie when there's a 6-year-old sitting next to me. Like, I don't like. Worst case scenario, this kid is screaming and crying the whole movie. Best case scenario, this kid is just watching this with me, and I don't want that. Like, you know. So I walked out.
Uncomfortable.
I didn't want it. So I walked out, and so I was like, I'll watch it tomorrow morning.
Yeah. And then
so
what?
I go tomorrow morning to this fucking movie theater. And the same 6-year-old girl. No.
Yeah. They were still there. They fell asleep.
Yeah. I went to another movie theater. They followed me to it.
Yeah.
No, so I ended up going to this other movie theater. And I see the same fucking trailers again, and the movie starts. And about an hour and 10 minutes through the movie, in one of the big scares, the alarm starts going off in the fucking movie theater, and the whole AMC has to be evacuated.
Were you there with me when that happened during Lights Out?
No.
Where in the middle of a jump scare, the lights went out in the theater, like the whole theater turned off, and everybody shit their pants. Anyway,
no, so that's kind of what happened. Like it was like rah, like the fucking and then but it was an alarm. It was like rah, rah. I was like, what the fuck are we? My first thought is there's a shooter. Like there's a shooter in this theater.
Man, that's scary.
So I start panicking internally because I'm like, there's somebody with a gun in here,
Yeah.
right? So I'm trying to not freak out. I'm
What did it
and
end up being?
I don't know.
Maybe
I
like
I
a
had
fire?
I had to work like at 5, so I couldn't stay.
You're just like, all right.
So I'm like, I mean, I'm out there waiting to see what's up, so I can at least maybe get a refund for the whatever.
Uh huh.
No,
They
so
didn't give you
I'm
a
out.
refund?
Well, no, because I had to leave. The fire department showed up, so everybody
Wow.
was outside. Everybody that worked at the MC was
Oh, like you
outside.
would have to. Okay.
Yeah, everybody
What
was
the fuck
outside. Like,
happened?
I don't know, dude. Um, so I don't, and then I couldn't watch it today because I had to work, and the
Yeah.
whole rest of the week I'm busy. I can't watch it. So you watched it, so we're gonna do reverse John Wick today, where it's like you get to tell me how this movie ended.
Right. Tell the
Uh,
plot.
yeah, and spoiler alert, I don't think I need to see how it ends.
Yeah.
I
It was.
I don't know.
I hate to be. So Evil Dead probably that's one of my favorite horror franchises. You like Evil Dead. I like Army of Darkness. I like Ash versus Evil Dead. It's a really fun series. Have you seen Ash versus Evil Dead? I know you've
I
seen
have
all the
not.
movies. It's good. It's fun. It's
Yeah,
just like a continue. It's basically Evil Dead 3 or 4, I guess, after Army of
I
Darkness.
I did not see 3 or 4.
There is no 3 or 4.
Okay.
There's just the reboot. Well,
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 why
there's
did you
a 3.
say?
There's Army of Darkness, which is like it's not Evil Dead 3, it's Army of Darkness, but it's Evil Dead 3. That's one where he goes back in time.
Yeah. So, well, the thing about Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, they're campy, right? Like they're almost making fun of the genre of um. Well, not so much the first one, but the second one, isn't
First
it?
one is not, yeah. The second one, I just rewatched it like after watching this one. It's a risky movie. They took so many risks. And I don't mean like innovation aside, I'm not going to speak for innovation because I didn't watch it when it came out, so I don't know. But like a lot of the shots, like the sound effects, it's so I love how risky it is. It does so many weird things.
And let me
Um,
tell you about this reboot. It did nothing risky.
I'm Thanos.
Uh,
Do you see?
uh, yeah. What? Stop! What are you doing, you fucking monster? We're trying to record a fucking podcast. You fucking. Oh my god, you're like the 6-year-old that was in the fucking movie theater.
um,
This is
yeah,
why we have 26 subscribers.
yeah.
Like and subscribe
Uh,
if you like Thanos' fingers.
if you like Thanos fingers, you're gonna love this podcast. Let me
Yeah,
tell you.
this is your podcast, baby.
Um, yeah. All right. So I want you to address the first half of the movie because you saw it. So I want you to do that, and then I'll get into the second half.
Okay. I was extremely disappointed with the movie.
Uh huh.
Uh, it's not a bad movie.
Uh huh.
Like, it's not a bad movie, but it does nothing new or special. Like, it's almost ridiculous how cliche this movie is. Uh, like, it's a fun movie. I'm tired of saying that in this podcast, but it is. It's like there's nothing special about this movie. It has the amount of jump scares in this movie upsets me.
Really?
But
I didn't think there were very many at all.
like, I guess maybe I was just okay. So I'll go with this because like I know that I'm negative right now because I just relived the whole 6-year-old thing and I'm just making me mad. I'm taking out in this review. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a bad horror movie. Like
Uh
it's not a horror movie that you go what the fuck is this? Like it's obviously has a structure and it's well directed, but there's just nothing new about it. Like my biggest thing is like why make a remake if you're not gonna do something risky?
I don't know what the purpose of this was other than maybe I will say one of the pluses of the movie is maybe they were telling. I guess Warner Bros. Owns it now. It was originally going to be an HBO Max movie, like
Which
exclusively
that
on
makes
streaming.
sense.
That makes sense. And then they said, no, let's make it theater wide, which it's already made. I think it's already like double its budget
Yeah,
at this
because
point.
it's a
It was
fucking
such a
horror
cheap
movie.
budget.
Like that's the thing
Um,
about like horror movies is that you just throw them in a movie theater and people just want to get scared. They're all gonna get their pajamas on. They're gonna take their 6 year old,
yeah,
and then they're gonna get scared, and then they're
they're
like,
gonna
"Oh, that
start a
was cool."
fire in the lobby.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um. I guess I see. The thing is, like, I went into this movie with high expectations. One,
Me too.
the first remake, I liked. I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. It gave you a cool story. It's still a remake, so it's the same thing, but it gave you the thing where like, oh, they find out how to reverse it. So
Mm-hmm.
he has to like go ahead and try to like dig her in a hole, and it's like the whole campy thing, and like it was a lot of practical effects. There were barely any special effects. Like the whole raining blood, they had to like whole build a set around it, and like it's cool. It's cool visually. What
Mm-hmm.
all they did with this with the first one. So I went
Mm-hmm.
into the first movie being like, fuck yeah, like that's cool. Like it's it definitely they went practical. They had all the effects without a lot of visual effects. Like the monsters were cool. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
This one, like, so you start with the what?
I'll say if they hadn't done the 2013 reboot, would you have liked it more? If you
No.
never saw the reboot, you don't think so?
Here's the thing, man. It's like my and I've told you. See, my the thing with horror with me, and I've told you this a bunch of time, is
Uh
the big three things that I love more about horror. Like the thing that get me is
mm-hmm.
a good story,
Mm-hmm.
good character like development,
Mm-hmm.
and give me good sound. So I like a good story, like with horror, because horror, a lot of horror movies are just all right, get possessed, demon kills people. Like there's cool kills that I like and everything like that. But if you give me no basic story, you just give me a demon killing everybody. I'm making it sound like I hated this movie, and that's not true. Um, I'm sorry. I'm just I shouldn't have talked about this fucking picture because I'm so mad about it.
uh-huh.
Um, like I would give this movie a 6.
Yeah, I would too.
Um, like okay, so they made this movie inside of a building where I was like, okay, that's an interesting choice. What?
Like they literally made this movie, like they shot this movie inside a building, but the story takes place in a high rise, like in an apartment building.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
put the demonic in this old apartment building. It's
Which
not
is
in the
an
woods.
interesting setting. I'm
It
into
is.
that.
It is. I just wish they
Mm-hmm.
would have explored more with it. But it's
Mm-hmm.
fine. Okay, so it's just it was also predictable.
Uh-huh.
Um, like the building starts to shake. The kid goes down to the hole. Which what kid does that? Like they're in an earthquake, and they're scared for their lives because they
Mm-hmm.
think they're gonna collapse. And then this hole opens, and this kid goes, "I'm gonna go in the hole." I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
I think at this point we're far enough along in this franchise where we got to start coming up with like a new reason why people are reading from this horrible looking book. Because at this point we've done it so many times that like, okay, anybody in their right fucking mind is not gonna read. So just create a new plot device. Maybe
Right. Maybe he has
give me an
something that falls.
archaeologist or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
yeah. Like even going down this hole, like how maybe the necklace his mom or dad gave him like fell down this hole, so
Oh,
he has to
dude,
go get it.
I got
What?
you right here. You ready?
Uh huh.
We go original Exorcist, right? Like start in the Middle East the same way the Exorcist like starts with the
Yeah,
the
give me
excavation
give me a
site. They
background on the
find a
fucking book.
book, and he takes it home and he's just trying to transcribe it. Like he's just like, oh wow, that's crazy. What the fuck? And he says something and shit. Something happened. I Give me a different reason. I thought the setup was pretty fucking weak, brother.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they're
I
just in the
love this
woods again.
franchise. Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, like the bank vault thing. Like,
yeah. Yeah, that's
so
okay, yeah.
why?
Also, okay, yeah. The kid goes down. He's like, I'm just gonna go down this hole,
Mm-hmm.
even though we almost just fucking died. I'm like, all right. And then he walks into a room full of crosses. I am tired of seeing a room full of crosses.
Well, and a
Like,
sarcophagus.
yes, I'm like
There's a like in a so I love the idea of a hidden like
protected.
basement room.
Yeah,
Like I think that's really cool. I don't know why that, other than convenience, that's the only reason why they made it happen there. Like they don't have to leave anywhere. Also, if you're gonna do like a massive earthquake that we haven't seen like in LA like that, then give me just a little bit of like setup, something like a news report or something like, oh, we're in a major drought and there's been a lot of rain, so we're going to see a lot of seismic activity because the plates went from really dry to now really wet, just like we're seeing in real life. Like that's what's happening right now. So you might see some seismic activity, just do like a quick news report in the background to the side, move up, like a kid changes it, watches cartoon. Give me something like that if you're going to do like.
yeah, not like one devil book all of a sudden shook a whole building. Um,
Yeah.
so the him walking into the room full of crosses. I'm like, if you're gonna do that, I want to see something more clever. Like, give me like maybe like a I don't know, like a something that the priest had to write in Latin that's based on the Bible, like something cool, or like give me
Mm-hmm.
like something more original than just a fucking 100 crosses hanging from the fucking ceiling.
A fun
Um,
visual. Like it was a fun visual. It is very spooky. I get it.
the whole Jesus Christ coming at you was cool.
Jesus Christ
Uh,
always coming at you, dude. Pray to God.
Yo, Jesus, what's up, my guy?
Jesus Christ
Uh,
coming at you.
coming at it from the basement. So that was a cool little jump scare with the whole Jesus Christ coming at you. Uh, but then he goes into like this room of like, also, why? So this takes place in New York, right?
No, L.A.
What the fuck is that church doing in LA?
Well, that's what like why is it here? Why did it happen here?
Like this, so this book should be put in like the Vatican or some shit like that. Like there was a church before this old ass building, but this building they made like they said that this building is hella old, right? That it's
Yeah.
falling apart and whatever. They're gonna tear it down. They're gonna build something new.
Dude, I got some. All right. So the point of all of this is, if we're gonna do this setup where they're this weird, like I'm all, you can make that move, sure. If you want to make that chess move, I'm okay with that. I just need a little bit of groundwork done before we get there, and I mean like a page of information, of exposition ultimately, which I hate. Like too much exposition can be boring, but if you disguise it just like in the setup somewhere like that, I think you have the perfect setup where like, why is this family, like there's a couple strings here that you can pull at, which is why is this family in this building specifically, like maybe their grandfather or something owned the building, and it's let's it's a little bit of Goonies action, like, oh man, I heard grandpa buried some rich stuff in the basement or something, whatever. Then we have a
Right.
reason to go down there, and then like, oh, you keep everything else, like there was a church in there, whatever. Just give me a little bit of something as to why this happened there.
Or just explain to me what a basement was, like you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
oh, there was a secret place where the priests from all over the world used to come to meet in LA, where they would talk
Maybe there's
about
some
you know what I mean?
treasure in there, and we can afford to fix the building up if we do that. We won't have to
Right.
move out in a week.
Maybe they have something that's kind of like a cure or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So The kids finds the book, right, and he finds
Mhm.
the records, which I thought was cool. I was like, all right, records. That's
Yeah.
kind of original. I like it, right? And then they go up, and then they give you this the whole. Okay, here's here's the other thing. The
Excuse me.
mom talks about the husband, the divorce.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. So the sister shows up,
Mhm.
which hasn't been able to come yet. Okay, that's fine. And then they're like the divorce.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's it. And they're like, he left, blah blah. And I'm like, you could. It's okay. She's a single mother. Just
Mhm.
have her be a single. If you're gonna bring up a divorce with a dad and then be like, anyways, that's why she's single. Like just throwing it away. I'm like, you don't have to give them that. Just say,
I
just we
was
can all
yeah.
accept. We can just accept that she's a single mother.
You can
And
make
now,
that choice. I just wish there was some follow. Like I wish it related to something later, and that happened with
right?
the sister too, because you
Yeah,
didn't
she
see
was
the second
pregnant.
half. She's pregnant and she's afraid of being a mom. She's afraid of being a fuck up. These kind, which like I like the idea of putting a little bit of story into My Evil Dead. I think the reboot had a better one overall. But like, if she's gonna be pregnant and they're gonna do this storyline, I need a follow up, or I need like they kept so you kind of miss it. They keep shoving it in your face, which is fine. But then by the end, it was like, oh, there's no payoff. They just
Right.
kept mentioning, oh, and like at one point the mom is like crawling on her stomach and she's like, oh, two souls in there, like I'm gonna swallow your soul, and then oh, two souls. But there's not like it's so. Oh, here's the perfect example, and it's basically you love this movie too, but Mama, right? The same setup, Mama, which is Jessica Chastain in that movie is like a punk rock girl. She's a bassist, and she's afraid of being pregnant because she thinks like I'm a fuck up. I can't take care of kids, and
Right.
now I'm pregnant. And then it's directly related to the story where she's thrust into this world where she has to take care of these kids, and she doesn't want to. She feels like I don't want. And then slowly over the movie, she becomes more of a mother. She becomes more nurturing in fighting this mama monster who also was unfit to be a mother but always wanted to be, and she like relates with
Which
it,
they
and it all
also
makes
give you a
sense.
story on the monster. So now you're
Right.
like, fuck. All right, cool. Which,
It
by the
all
way,
makes sense. Huh?
it's the only Guillermo del Toro produced movie that I like.
It's a good movie.
It's a
It's a
great fucking
great
movie.
fairy tale, and it has a reason. I felt like they were trying to do that with this, but they missed like the threads that they were pulling on, and they didn't like. Obviously, they were doing a mother thing with the sister, like mom, mother figure, the actual mom being a monster, and now a new mom having to take care of the kids. Like it had to relate with her being pregnant and having to be, you know, uh, come to terms with you can be a good mom. You're actually, and then by the end, the little girl even says like she has a funny line where she says, um, "You're gonna be a good mom because you're good at lying to us." Like it's a sweet, funny, sassy little thing they
Yeah.
put in there where like she accepts she can be a good mom, but it didn't pay off in any way.
Right.
So why?
It almost seemed to me that they had three cool ideas, and they were just like, yeah, the rest doesn't matter. We have these three cool things that we're gonna do. Because like, so okay, so with a dad, I'm like,
Uh huh.
just let her be a single mom. We don't
Uh
need to
huh.
talk about if you're not gonna give me a better story with a dad, don't even fucking bring it up.
Yeah.
Um, and so okay, so we have the daughter coming out, and then she's like, oh, like, she comes home because she's pregnant, stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then, um, again, he opens the book, the blood falls. All right, that's just what these movies are.
Sure. Sure.
And then
Yeah.
he puts the record, and he begins to play the record, and it's cool that it's playing on the speakers and he can't control it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then so this is where I was like, oh, this movie's gonna take place in this old building, in
Mm-hmm.
this one floor.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. I was a little skeptical
Mm-hmm.
because have you seen the movie Wreck?
No, does that take place in a car?
No, no, like record. REC.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's in an
It's
apartment building. Yeah.
yes, and so that's to me, it's one of my favorite horror movies,
Uh huh.
and they do such an incredible job of having this demonic thing happening all over the building.
Hmm.
But this, so I was like, okay, I'll get to it. But then so the things, and then the monster just appears in in the city and in the building, and the mom, and then she gets possessed in this elevator,
Hmm.
and all of a sudden, there it is, demon
Yeah.
in, movie starts.
Yeah.
Where I was like, okay. Oh, but also this is the other thing. You had set up all these characters that live in this floor.
Hmm.
The old guy with a shotgun, the other Latino guy with the wife beater,
He
like
was funny. He
the
was
other
on
two
for a few
kids.
seconds. He was funny.
Yeah, but then they all die in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gave me this character that I'm like, oh, cool, like an old guy with a shotgun, and this Latino guy with a wife that's funny and
Hmm.
religious and all this stuff, and then you kill these characters in 1 minute, in one
Yeah.
little 30-second scene. All these characters are, and you didn't even show me how you killed them. They
They
all
just kind of
die
die off screen.
off
I did
screen.
like. I will say. Okay.
Like the only one that I like was the shotgun guy.
Uh huh. The death, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But then, okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say I like that sequence. I thought it was a fun sequence. However, it's like, oh, you had these cool toys and you blew them up. Like, okay, well, it wasn't it was like you have these expensive fun in characters that like we got a little tidbit out of them. They're kind of interesting. Not I'm not completely sold, but then like you set them on fire right away and like, oh, so we don't get to play with
Yeah.
these toys at all.
I
Okay,
just
all
wish that
right.
they would have put more like tension with how he kills them. Like maybe they can talk through the vents or whatever, and they're trying to communicate to see how they can get out or whatever, and so you only have this little thing to see the hall, and so you kind of try to see them try to escape and then get killed by that would have been cool,
Mhm.
but it's in 30 seconds they killed all these fun characters.
I thought okay. I thought we were gonna get a little bit Evil Dead 2y here. Because I didn't understand what I didn't understand if it was like a reboot, a sequel to the 2013 one. Like I didn't understand why it's being made. It felt a little redundant to me, especially after watching it. Now I can completely say this is redundant. I will always take more Evil Dead though, mommy. Um, so I will say I like give me more Evil Dead. It's cheap apparently. It was only like a $12 million budget for this, and they
Yeah.
did great things with the $12 million budget. The effects, the shots, the even even the audio. Like it's crunchy, it's nasty, it's grotesque, and they did a lot of cool things. But why are we making this? So I thought they were going to go Evil Dead 2 where um they have a like an on they have a couple people in the house and they're kind of slowly trying to there's one monster, basically the big monster in the basement is Henrietta, and they even have, I don't know if you know, like everybody's commenting on it, but the beginning of this Evil Dead Rise they had Henrietta's Pizza. um that was the pizza place they got the pizza from whenever the kids go
Okay.
on the
Yeah. Yeah.
run. So I thought we were gonna get a little Evil Dead 2 action. Like a lot of the previews were saying it's a good mix of Evil Dead 2 and the reboot. So like that kind of grounded scariness, but like the hilarity of Evil Dead 2. And it was not funny. There wasn't
At
like this
all.
was not a funny movie at all. And I thought I was expecting it to be a little funny
Yeah.
because they set it up that way. Um so
But
I
even the
thought it was
trailer,
gonna
like
be
I remember watching the trailer, being like, "What the fuck, dude?"
yeah.
And then seeing the movie, being like it also like. So I didn't get to see the last 30 minutes, which from what kind of like you told me, it was like there's some really cool things that happen. Um,
I guess.
I mean, for me, it was just I was watching this movie and I'm like, okay, oh, you're tricking the daughter to open the door for you by being like, oh, sweetheart. I'm like, again, I've seen that. I guess it helps the move, but I'm like, it, a lot of the kills are a lot of the she's eating glass. I did like how
Mhm.
you can see the glass like going through the throat when she eats it.
All the gore, all the everything was fine. If the 20, and this is what I was getting at earlier, if the 2013 reboot didn't exist, this I would love this. I would think it's so good. Like Evil Dead is back, baby. And I'm so excited to see where they take this series next. But because that one exists, this one exists. I don't like. I don't think it's fair to review movies for what I expected. Like going, oh, it should have been this, or I expected this. That's not a fair way
Yeah.
to criticize something.
I think now that you say it that way, like I feel like if the first one hadn't had happened, I think I agree with you. I think I would have enjoyed it more.
It would have
Now
been
that I
like,
think
oh,
about it,
cool, this is great.
but
But
because the first one
because,
was so good, like I mean,
yeah,
good enough to like where it was a good combination between the original and a reboot, and
yeah,
gave you more plot and gave you more character development and gave you like all this stuff. Like I'm like, all right, cool.
yeah.
Where this one, it just seemed like it. It seemed like they was gonna go to HBO Max, which
It
if
just
that would have,
seems
if
redundant.
yeah, I'm
It
like
seemed like why?
if they would have just put it on streaming,
Hmm.
okay, cool. But because the way that they did the trailer and the way that they built it up and the way that they like even how they promoted it and then they put it in movie theaters and everything, I was like, here's I guess because I thought the first one was really good. Like I said, it wasn't a bad movie. It was just I'm like I there was nothing special about it.
Hmm.
And I'm like, what is the
Because the
point?
reboot exists.
Yeah.
Because on its own, again, it is a quality movie. It's got great like gore. It's got great special effects. It's got great scares even. But because the 2013 again reboot exists, it's treading the same. It feels like they're trying to get the train started, and then they just release the same movie again. So you're like, wait a minute, I thought we're like trying to move forward, and we didn't do that.
Yeah, like if they would have gave me a story of the girl that survived, like give me a story with her or like what happened after. Or if you're going to give me the story of the second book cuz I maybe I heard wrong, but there's supposed to be 3 books.
There's 3 books.
Right. And so the first one was really cool. All right.
Hmm.
But then the second one, it's like where I'm like, all right, if you're going to give me a second book, make it a little different.
Well, that's
Don't give
kind
me
of the
this.
point. If you want to if you want to canonically understand the franchise, I get. I don't think. First of all, I'll say I don't think they know what they want to do with it. I think they're just like Ash versus the Evil Dead is great. You should watch that show. It's the actual continuation. It's amazing. Um, I think they don't know what they want to do with it. And in Army of Darkness, he says there's 3 books. There's 3 Necronomicons, and they say 2 are fake. But Bruce Campbell said no. Actually, canonically, all 3 books are real. So that's the idea: is that one of the books went to the 2013 Evil Dead. One of the books is here in this building, and there's another book somewhere in this world. That doesn't really matter, but that's why. There you go.
It's is it the same thing, the same book 3 different ways?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he says anyway. There's 3 Necronomicons out there. I love the book. I love the
Yeah.
design of the book, and the writings in it are great, and they make me feel really uncomfortable. Um, you get to see a big monster at the end, which you didn't get to watch, but they put it in like because in the book they tease a bunch of different monsters, and you don't really get to see them throughout the franchise until Ash versus the Evil Dead. There's a lot of monsters in that one. It's oh my god, just go watch it. Go watch Ash
Yeah.
versus the Evil Dead again. Like, there's no reason to.
I'm going to watch it after this.
I
But
I yes.
here's the thing. I think if the movies would have flipped, if this movie would have come out in 2013 and the original would have come in now, I think that would
Hmm.
have been like, all right, cool, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah,
Um,
because now we have two books. Now we could do a third movie with the book somewhere
right,
else or
but
something.
the first movie, I think it's better.
Oh, it was a lot better.
You know what I mean? And so
I
it's
thought.
yeah. I obviously I need to see the ending. So can you
Mhm.
explain to me again how it ends? Because I'm also basing my dumb fucking opinion. Because I'm stupid. Don't I mean I love horror, but I didn't finish the movie, so it's also unfair for me to be so hard on this movie when I didn't really get to see the full thing.
Okay, so I'll pick up the pieces where you dropped them because I
So
can be hard on it.
yeah, my last the last thing that I watched was so the little sister kills uh the other sister, and then
Hmm.
yeah. By the way, sorry, before I forget, so one of the things that I thought was fucking cool was when they throw her in the bathtub at the beginning of the when, and then she comes out like it like the La Llorona. Remember La Llorona?
Hmm.
No, the horror hotel at in Halloween Horror Nights
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
last
The
year.
crawl out.
Yeah, how she comes out and then she like jumps on the wall. Like I thought that was cool. That was a cool little thing.
There's so many good lines in it. There's so many.
Yeah.
So we're just shitting on the movie for 40 minutes, but to be
Well,
clear,
because
it is good. It's a
yeah,
good movie. There's a lot of good things about it. The problem is it's like if another movie came out that was exactly like The Godfather. I mean, like it followed a young gangster slowly evolving into, in it, but like specific it took the tone from the movie, it took scenes from the movie, it took music, and everything about it was the same as The Godfather. You would go, well, yeah, it's good. It's a great movie. It's The Godfather.
but why
But why
remake
did
it?
they make it again? Why did they do the same, like, and it was called The Godfather Origins,
The
or
Godfather
whatever.
Rises.
But it's, yeah, The Godfather Rise. You would say, but it's great, but why didn't we push the ball forward in any meaningful way? Why are we
Yeah.
doing this again? Um, Yeah, that the mommies with the maggots now that's in the trailer. Oh my god, that's one of the coolest horror lines I've ever heard in my life. That, and the
Which
way
one?
her makeup, whenever she says like, "Oh, mom," and then she goes, "Mommies with the maggots now."
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking metal, dude. That's
yeah, yeah.
one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It, and her makeup, her eyes, she was amazing. All the
She
actors are
did
great
fucking
in
great.
this.
Yeah,
The
yeah. I feel
kids
like
are
I should be
great.
nicer because like I feel like I got the frustration out of me. But yeah,
Yeah, that's it's all good. It's just redundant. Why?
yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, the the cheese grater thing. Did you get
And the
that far?
leg. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But again, like there was squeamish stuff in the reboot that was, I think, better. That, like the tongue
yeah.
splitting thing, like there was a lot of stuff in that the hot shower when she's burning herself, when she turns and
Oh
she's just
yeah.
melting her skin.
Well, they do that on
Ugh.
the first one, on the
In
first
the
reboot.
original,
No, no,
yeah,
no.
that,
On the
no,
reboot.
in the reboot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
She
yeah, yeah.
doesn't do that in this one. I'm
Yeah.
saying like the
There,
squeamish stuff was
she's
better
afraid
in
of
the
water
reboot.
in this one for some reason.
Was she?
Like a lot of the times, like water, like they didn't want to be. It doesn't matter. Yeah, go
The
ahead.
little girl was.
No, but even like you remember how she doesn't want to be in the shower and she just jumps out of the shower and then it starts
Yeah,
boiling
I
again.
don't know if that's intentional, but it happened.
Uh huh.
So cool stuff. All right, so what you missed. It's a struggle to get down to. They're just trying to get out of the building. They can't climb the stairs because there was an earthquake. Um, they they get into, they just fight Deadeye over and over again. They have a really fun Dead by Dawn moment where all the bodies in the hallway from the people, the characters they killed off instantly earlier, they have this Dead by Dawn, Dead by, nice little reference from Evil Dead 2. Am I right? uh Thanos thumbs up. um and they had an eyeball moment. They did an eyeball moment where But you saw that already, right? Where the eyeball, she spits it into the guy's mouth and he
Oh
chokes on
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You know, they have stuff like that. Um,
I mean, even the
nice.
intro, how they did the title where the girl's
Yeah.
coming out of the water and then the behind the mountains, like that was
Hmm.
fucking cool.
It was cool. The scalping was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I should keep going. So they go to the elevator. The elevator,
Well, the brother gets possessed. You told me, right? I think.
yeah, the brother gets possessed. The bodies get possessed. You know the this. So one of the staples of the series, one of the things that I like about it is how unpredictable it is, which is why it can scare you so well. I think like the Deadite, they're like Looney Tunes characters. They like 1 second they're normal and they're going, so I'm so sorry I was acting like that, and then it turns on you or something from the side gets you. It's like a it uses like cartoon timing, which makes it hard to know when somebody's going to scare you or something, which is cool. I love that about the series. That's one of my favorite parts. Um, so they don't really play with that a lot. That happens in the hallway. All the deadites are being deadite. They try to knock down the door because the door has the only fire escape. Doesn't work, so they make a run for the elevator, and then there's like a key in the elevator door, and that's the thing keeping it from closing. The elevator starts filling up with blood. You see the mom like start. Um, she turns into a rat king type monster of made out of deadites, made out of all the dead body. Like she, it's just a massive arms and legs like a spider, like a human spider, and that becomes the big bad baddie. Elevator fills up with blood. It's real spooky and fun. And then the elevator falls like all 13 stories or whatever, and it crashes. And because they're in like it's
Where's the blood coming from?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's like the shining like it's a ghost. I don't It's just ghost blood, okay? It's Evil Dead. But that's I have so much to say. That's part of it, right? In Evil Dead 2, Ash kind of starts going crazy and he starts seeing shit, and that's why it's fun. He he
Hee
he
hee.
doesn't know what's scary. He doesn't know what's real, what's not, and he starts to lose his mind. So it makes him more unpredictable, and that's so that starts to happen. Blood fills out, they fall, whatever. They survive because it's full of blood, so there's not like as big of an impact when they hit the ground. They spill out, and then it's a race for them to get out of the garage. So they get to their car. The monster's there. The garage thing won't open, and they fight the monster, and then the wood chipper that they foreshadowed in the garage from the beginning they use. They chainsaw maneuver. They get a good old chainsaw. They stab the monster and they kick it in the wood chipper. Blood sprays everywhere, and they escape. Wow! And then they do the bookend of what happened in the beginning for the intro, and then oh no, the monster could still be out there because nobody stopped it. So that's the plot. Um, I thought they were gonna go Evil Dead 2, where they just keep fighting the mom, and then at some point they kick her down into the basement. Like they kick her down the stairwell or they kick her down the elevator or something, Henrietta style. And then at some point they go, "Oh shit, we need to get more pages to end the whatever, end the curse, close." So in Evil Dead 2, um they realize the only way to stop it is to read specific pages, but all the pages are down in the basement.
Which down where they found the book originally.
Right. So I thought they were going to have a big fun showdown with mom at the end where she turns into this nasty horrible deadite, and they were going to have to go, fuck, we have to go where mom is in the basement, have a little showdown. Then they read from the book, maybe even lead us into Evil Dead 3 or whatever they're trying to do. Give us a little Army of Darkness, because in Evil Dead 2, they read from the pages to turn the monster physical, because normally it's just the camera movement and you can't see it, so they make it physical so that they can attack it, and then the last part of the pages is creating a portal to send the monster back in time, and that's how Ash gets back in time, where he gets sucked into. So I thought that's where we were going, and we didn't get any of that. We just got a
Which you're telling me
standard.
this, and I'm like, that would have been fucking amazing.
That would have been
Like,
cool.
like you get the mom to live by
Mm-hmm.
getting this devil out of her, and them having to create this fucking time password, like this portal into another fucking dimension to get this monster out of here, right? And then the third movie, you do like a time traveling thing, where like this monster gets put in other time, in another time that you could choose whatever fucking time you want to create the third movie.
Well, that's Army of Darkness.
What year
Have
does
you
that
seen
take place
that?
on? No.
You haven't? It's
You just fart?
1300. No, I don't fart. Um, did you?
No, I thought you farted.
I didn't fart.
Oh,
Um, that's Army of Darkness. At the end of Evil
oh.
Dead 2, he opens a portal and then Ash gets sucked into the 1300s. So I
Yeah.
was like, I thought that's where they were going, which would make this feel. And again, I hate. It's not fair to criticize a movie based on what could have been. I think it's more fair to criticize it based on what they were attempting to do. And what
Okay.
they're attempting to do, they succeeded. So by all means, it is a competent movie it was good in almost every conceivable way. Which is why I give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's competent. It's good. It's a good movie. It's just redundant. I think if they had done something like that and they really opened the door to something else, I think a lot of people, and I'm going to summarize my whole experience with this thesis, which is Evil Dead 2, the original, was so risky. They tried so many risky things. They made so many risky moves, even down to the like crazy time travel plot at the end of the movie, where that's where they end it. It's like it's such a bold movie, and this movie cost so little. It was 12 million. I mean, that's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but for a movie,
Not
that's
for a
nothing.
studio.
Yeah, for Warner Bros, that's giving $1 to somebody on the street.
That's like a B
Um,
character, and that's what they pay like a B character, like in a movie, like a character actor.
yeah, they'll pay an actor that
Yeah.
for one movie. They could have been so much more risky. Take a fucking swing. Do something crazy.
Here, I think the best way to like for people that want to see is this: if you like horror but you've never really seen a lot of the Evil Dead, this is
Mm-hmm.
a great movie to go watch. If you're a fan of the series, then you're gonna be disappointed with this.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, it
Yeah.
still has the same vibe and everything. But if you're a huge fan of the Evil Dead, then this is not this to me. It was not satisfying. Uh, Still good.
Satisfying, yeah, satisfying in a lot of ways. Just not like you're gonna be
Like
hungry.
it had the same monster, like the same like vibe, and it's the exact same vibe. So yes, in that way, like you are getting the Evil Dead, but it's like, but you're gonna be like, okay, it's like me telling you, hey, remember that really like that restaurant that you like? It's like you loving, it's like you loving PF Chang's. It's like your favorite restaurant, but they take you to Payway. You're like, this is good, but it's not PF Chang's. It's the same idea, but it's not PF Chang's. I don't know if that makes sense.
I get what you're
I love
trying to
PF
say.
Chang's. Look at
Yeah,
it.
Sal fucking loves PF
Yeah.
Chang's, dude.
I
You
just
should
wanted to
see
say
him.
PF Chang's. Hey, can you sponsor us? Not,
Yeah, wow, that'd be cool. I'd get a PF Chang sponsorship.
dude. Hell yeah.
What?
I
What'd
was
you
like,
just
yeah.
open?
It made me laugh because I was gonna look online, but I forgot that I was on Snapchat, and
Oh,
and this is where is it? But accidentally, like this is what wait, I don't even know if I can do it. Uh, I don't know which one I did.
mm-hmm.
Anyways, uh, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Um, it's just redundant.
Yeah.
It feels like I don't know if I've said that enough. Um, It feels like
I think what it is like we came into this movie with really high expectations because we
yeah,
love
and that's my fault probably.
um like I really enjoyed the first one, and I really like I rewatched the original. I really like the original, you know,
Hmm.
and so when I saw the trailer for this, I thought, oh fuck yeah, like they're really gonna take us on this gory fucking cool ass adventure,
I was
and it was
hyped.
gory, but exactly, I feel like they made it like it. They really made us feel like it was gonna be like, oh fuck yeah,
Hmm.
um, like I thought we were gonna get Toy Story 2, and instead we got Toy Story 4, where it's
Instead, we
good.
got Toy Story 1 again. Like, why did you make Toy Story 1 again? We already saw Toy Story 1. Why did you make the same plot of like it's the same animation? The animation didn't even get better. They get trapped at Sid's house again. Why did you make this again?
Yeah,
And Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi produced it. Um,
but
I'm happy for
that's what
like.
I've learned. That's what I learned about people produce, like people that I like producing.
Mhm.
9 times out of 10, I don't like the movie, because like it's the same thing with Guillermo del Toro. The only movie that I like that he's produced, the only
Mhm.
one, has been Mama. All the other ones have not been good, in my opinion. I haven't really enjoyed it. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark, or what is it called? Was not
Oh
good.
yeah. Is that it? Are you
Like,
scary stories to tell in the dark?
or some, no,
Yeah,
no,
scary
no,
stories to tell in the dark.
no.
Yeah,
No, that's the recent one. No, no, no. Is
that
it?
no, that's the recent one. You're right. It came out like 2 or 3 years ago.
No, I'm talking about the one that came out in like 2011.
Is that the Tooth Fairy one?
No, it's the one that's like a bunch of like rat creatures that
Oh
live
my
in this
god, I don't even
house.
know what that is.
Where's IMDb? Come here, you little bitch. It's
Oh, you're talking about Click with Adam Sandler.
Click with Adam Sandler. That's right. That you got me. You got me, you little bitch. Let me see. It's well, now I have to look at it. I'm sorry. Please forgive my dear Aunt Sally. Uh
Is there's another movie series like that where the sequel was the same movie again? Like Taken, maybe Taken 2? Like, oh, did your daughter got captured again?
oh
That's what you're
yeah,
going with for the plot?
yeah. Well, I didn't know he was an executive producer for Kung Fu Panda 3.
Who?
Guillermo del Toro.
Hell yeah. Kung Fu
Yeah.
Panda's 3 is a good one. I like that movie.
Uh, I'm trying to. He produced a lot of animation.
He loves it.
Yeah. Um, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay.
Was not good. Mama was great. Um, what? What?
Mama was great.
Mama. He produced The Witches. Uh,
That makes sense.
yeah. Um, Same thing with James Wan.
Hmm.
Conjuring 1 and 2, great. Saw, great. And then he produces the other ones, and you're like, ugh. The only, the only one that I like was Annabelle Creations,
And that's
uh,
because it was
with my boy,
your boy Shazam.
Shazam, Sandberg. What's his name? Um,
Andy Samberg. Adam Sandler. Click.
Adam Sandler. Click. Brought back together. Wrap it up in a little nice bow. Uh,
Uh,
but
there
yeah,
was there's something I wanted to ask you. Oh,
yes, I'll go out with you.
Bruce Campbell. I don't remember. Bruce Campbell's such an outspoken person, especially with Evil
David F.
Dead.
Sandberg.
Like, okay,
What?
he Bruce
He
Campbell
ho
holds the
he
series
ho.
close. He ho he ho.
Alex, you're turning into a donkey.
Ah! He
You're the
holds the
donkey woman.
series. Man, give me a Donkey Lady movie. That's what
Oh,
I
there it
need.
is.
Give me
I
Donkey
can't not
Lady.
hear hee ho now.
Hee haw, hee haw.
A donkey lady movie?
Yeah, but have it made by actual Mexicans, not what
Yeah.
was it
Have
the
Guillermo del
La
Toro
Leona
direct it.
movie? Yeah,
Yeah. I want David F. Sandberg to direct that.
I want him to make something that he wants to make. I want an original, and I think that's what he said he wants to do.
David F. Sandberg?
Yeah, he said
Lights
after
Out.
Shazam. No. I mean, like, he was like after Shazam 2. He's
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, I don't want to do studio, but like, I want to make something
Yeah.
I want to make now.
Yeah, which
All
now he
right,
can.
Sal.
Oh my god. Uh-huh.
So, what are we doing next time?
But was afraid?
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I love me
It's
some Ari
about time
Aster.
we watch a movie like somebody like man, making movies is hard. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say. There's a lot
Well,
of people who work on these.
I have a feeling we're gonna have a similar thing of Skinamarink, where it's like this is not a movie for everybody.
But
Because everyone that's been telling me, they're like, I didn't understand what the fuck was happening from beginning to end. So I'm
yeah.
like, all right, give me some Bo is Afraid.
After seeing such riskless movies lately though, with Mario Bros, with Evil Dead Rise, with um
Was that not
Shazam.
a fart?
No, I don't fart, Sal.
Oh,
I would
you
never fart on camera.
motherfucker! You're making.
What? I'm laughing at you at this point. What?
Did you really not fart?
No, I'm not farting. Why?
That's what I saw. Huh? Just. Whoop. I was like,
No, I'm not farting on camera.
oh, stop with the fucking silly putty, you fucking monster.
So after all these like non John Wick 4, I would that's not really a risk, but they do work their asses off. But
Yeah.
after everything we've been seeing, I'm excited for Bo is Afraid because it's completely risky.
What what
It's
what
like
what what did we see last week that we really liked? Oh, Dungeons and Dragons. That was good.
that was a risk. They swung on that movie.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just excited to see something that's like, oh, I didn't make this for like he
Yeah.
straight up said this is not for you. I made this for me. So and I hope you like it.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
fuck.
also, Dave comes out this week
That's right.
on
Well,
Wednesday.
we can do a 2 episode Swingamaroo. Actually, we can do a short episode where we just talk about your experience on set,
Just review it.
or
Let's
just talk
review it.
about your
Let's
experience on
rip
set.
into it critically.
No, I feel like it'd be more fun if we just do like a quick little thing about like you being on set and everything like that. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy watching us plan our fucking
Oh yeah. Sorry about
weeks.
that. Hey, this is a podcast. This is real life. There was
Yeah,
no technical difficulties this time.
at least we're not saying horribly offensive stuff that gets us canceled. Am I right?
Not yet. Not yet. Risk
yet.
taking.
What is it with these fucking guys in these podcasts though? Am
These
I right?
beaners and shit.
Yeah. Like what is with these like people just saying the rowdiest shit and just like not even blinking, thinking it's so fun. You're your own fucking worst enemy. Oh my god. Anyway.
On that note, well, this Bo is afraid and Alex is woke. That's
Bo's afraid. Alex is woke, dude.
woke, dude. Also, if you actually managed to listen to all of this, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, so I can stop being a broke ass bitch.
We appreciate you listening.
Please, it doesn't cost you anything. It gives us everything. We love all 26 of you.
I do. I love you.
I do. Yeah. Mostly because we actually know you.
Yeah. I probably love you because you're probably my mom.
Yeah. So, bye, mommy.
And I don't fart on podcasts.
All right.
What?
Nothing. All right.
I don't fart.
I believe you. All right. Bye.